ॐ गणानां त्वा गणपतिं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमं ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पतानः शृण्वन्नोतिभिः सीदसादनं श्रीमहागणाधिपतये नमः। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। Om. Dear friends, in the last class we completed the 24th shloka of the 13th adhyaya. That is, the 24th shloka was Dhyanena Atmani Pashyanti Keshid Atmanam Atmana Anye Sankhena Yogena Karma Yogena Chapare. So that talked about the different levels of seekers following different methods in attaining that Brahman. So the first method it was told was Nididhyasanam, Dhyanena. For the meaning given for Dhyanam was Nididhyasanam. That is, after a person has successfully completed the Shravanam and Mananam, he has gone to that level of Nididhyasanam, and then he is capable of settling in that Brahmakara Vritti. So we have talked about that gentleman. That is the first level. Then the second level is Sankhena Yogena. Those who are capable of discrimination. Of course, the first man also is capable of discrimination. He has passed that stage. So this man, he is starting with that Shravana and Manana. And then that Sankhya. Sankhya is Viveka. That is discrimination of what is Nitya, what is Anitya, what is Atma, what is Anatma. So that by that Viveka, he tries to attain. And the person who is at a slightly lower level, an ordinary man, the easiest thing for an ordinary man to do is Karma Yoga. So that Karma Yoga he follows. That is for Chitta Shuddhi. Karma Yoga by itself does not attain, say, Brahman. Does not help a man to attain, help a person to attain Brahman. It purifies the mind and makes the mind eligible for the next level, that is Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana. So these three steps were told in the Shloka 24. So we completed the whole Shloka, the entire Bhashyam we completed, even the last line, that Bhashyam we completed. We have to just start the 25th Shloka. 25th Shloka, there is no Avatarika also. So we will start with the Shloka. Anye tveva majanantah Shrutva anyebhya upasate Tepi chati tarantyeva Mrutyum Shruti Parayanaha. So Anyetu evam ajanantaha Shrutva anyebhya upasate. Anyetu, tu means on the other hand, Anye, some others. So we have seen three categories of people in the earlier shloka. Now we are having another fourth category. That is, those who are not either capable of those three steps, or who have tried and then who could not achieve, who have tried those methods and who could not say attain the moksha. So such people, Anye. Shankaracharya is giving scope for interpreting in both ways. So Anyetu, other people, evam ajanantaha. Evam means what has been told above. Evam, all this means dhyana, then Sankhya and also Karma Yoga. All the three levels, ajanantaha, not knowing what has been told. Then Anyebhyaha Shrutva. Shrutva, Anyebhyaha means having heard. Anyebhyaha, from others. Upasate means they very strictly, very devotedly follow that path. Whatever has been instructed by a teacher, they accept a teacher, and then whatever has been told by the teacher, they follow. Of course, we are not referring to some bogus teacher who will give you some Rudrakshamalas and then who will give you some yantrams and things like that. Here we are telling about a genuine teacher. We are referring to a genuine teacher who knows what has to be taught. We are not talking about some Baba who will give you some vibhuti and then who will give you all these Rudrakshas and beads and then asks you to do some 100, say so many types of say rituals and all that. Here we are talking about Jnanam only. So a person who is capable of teaching. So Anyebhyaha Shrutva, having heard from teachers, Upasate, they very honestly, very sedulously follow that path. Then Te Apicha, that means they also, Te is they also Atitarantyeva. Atitaranti means Atitaranti eva, surely, eva means surely, Atitaranti eva, surely they cross, surely they surmount or they cross. Atitarati actually means, literally means it is crossing. Tepi, they cross, they tide over, what? Mrutyum. They tide over that mrutyu, they tide over that mortality, they tide over that ignorance. Mrutyu means ignorance. Ajnanam vai mrutyu, you know. Ajnanam is mrutyu. So they tide over, they cross over that mrutyu. Then there is another adjective for them, Shruti Parayana. Shruti Parayana means, Shruti, we are not referring to scripture here. Shruti means whatever they have heard from the teacher. Shruti. Whatever they have heard from such master. So such master gives them some, says the essence of Vedanta. Like the modern masters, who are, say, teaching Vedanta across the world. So the modern masters also, they teach the essence of Veda, essence of the Upanishads. So this Shruti, that is what is called Shruti. Shruti means whatever has been heard from these teachers. And then the followers, Shruti Parayana. Parayana Shabda we know. That word Parayanam we know. Param Ayanam Yasya. Tat Parayanam. Isn't it? That is the supreme path. That is the only path to be followed by me. So he, with all devotion, with all shraddha, with all attention, these people, they follow that particular path. And that teacher, he tells the essence of Vedanta. He doesn't tell any unnecessary things. He will tell Aham Brahmasmi, Tattvamasi, these Mahavakya statements he will tell. And he will also tell about the good conduct and say ahimsa, satyam, akrodham, etc., etc. All these sattvika gunas, first of all, he has to practice dhanam, ahimsa, satyam, all these things. So, combined with all these things, he will give some teaching. Combining all these things, he will give some teaching. And these students, they very sincerely, they follow. And then by following that, they also attain that moksha. They cross over that mrityu. That means they go beyond that samsara chakra. Atita mrityum atitaranti means they go beyond that samsara chakra. So that is the shloka. Shloka is simple. Let us see the bhashyam. So one point which we notice here is the Gita or our Upanishads, they are not only catering to the people who are very studiously learning Shastras. You see, in society we find all types of people. We find some people who are having that access to those Shastras, number one, who are having access to those Shastras, who are capable of going to a institute, who are capable of sitting and learning before a teacher, and then who are capable of the Shastra, Adhyayana and whatnot, then again Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana. So that is one type. But lot many people, 90% of the people are not capable of that. And the Upanishad or the Shastra, it has to take care of all the people in the society. And we know that everyone, according to our Siddhanta, according to our doctrine, every human being is entitled for moksha. It is not only people who study scriptures, but all others. Everybody is entitled for moksha. Manushya matraha moksha adhikrutaha. That we should never forget. Every human being is entitled for moksha, and not merely scholars of Sanskrit or scholars of Upanishads. Everybody is entitled for moksha. So that is why, of course, we should not give up reading Sanskrit with this statement. We should not say, don't learn Sanskrit. You just listen to it in English. That's not the intention. But everybody who is having Shraddha, he is entitled, every human being is entitled for moksha. And Shraddha Vittaha. Shraddha is the money. Shraddha Vitto Bhutva. Shraddha, the devotion. Shraddha, how is it defined? Guru Vedanta Vakyeshu Vishwasa Shraddha. That is what has been told by the teacher and what has been told in the Vedanta. Of course, the Guru has to teach in accordance with the Vedanta. Guru Vedanta Vakyeshu, those two things are combined there. Guru should not give him some Rudraksha and ask him to do some bhajan. So if he does some bhajan, that is not what Vedanta says. So Guru Vedanta Vakyeshu Vishwasaha. Vishwasa is a very difficult word to translate. That is not merely faith. The moment we say faith, many modern people, they say, oh, we don't want faith, we want something to be told rationally. But here you have to trust. There is an implicit trust. It is not a blind faith. There is an implicit trust that this man is going to definitely lead me to the destination. You have got a goal. So you are there somewhere stuck in the middle of the forest. When that is so, somebody comes and tells you, okay, you take this path, you go in this direction, because in the forest there is no path also, anything like that. Or you follow that moon or stars or something like that, let the stars be on this side only and then never deviate from that thing, and then you go in this line only. So they will give you some direction. And you have to follow the direction. And you should have implicit faith in that particular teacher if you have to really reach the destination. And the person who is teaching is somebody who is a reliable man, not somebody who is a cheat. So you have to select such a teacher. So that is what is Shraddha. Shruti Parayanaha. Those who have that Shraddha with the money, the wealth they have is that Shraddha. So that is the sloka. Then Anyetu Yeshu Vikalpeshu Vikalpeshu Yeshu Vikalpeshu Anyatarani Evam Yatoktam Atmanam Ajanantah Anyebhyah Acharyebhyah Shrutva Idameva Chintayata Ityuktaha Upasate Shraddhadhanaha Shraddhadhanas Santaha Chintayanti Tepicha Atitarantyeva Atikramantyeva Atikramantyeva Mrutyam Mrutyayuktam Samsaram Ityetat. So the first line is described, explained here. Anyetu, the other people. Yeshu means among these Vikalpeshu. Yeshu Vikalpeshu. Those so many Vikalpas, alternatives. Vikalpa means alternative. So many alternatives. Yeshu Vikalpeshu. Anyatarena means by any one of these. Yeshu Vikalpeshu Anyatarena Evam Yathoktamatmanam Ajanantah. So they have followed some path. And Yeshu Vikalpeshu Anyatareshu means among these say alternatives, they have not achieved their goal by any one of these. Anyatarena means by any one of these things. Yathoktam Atmanam Ajanantah. They could not attain that Atma which has been told earlier, which has been described earlier. Yathoktam Atma. Yathoktam means that which has been told already. Ajanantah. Then what do they do? Anyebhyah Acharyebhyah Shrutva. Then having heard from some other Acharyas. Acharya means a competent Acharya. Then what are they told by that Acharya? Idameva Chintayata iti Uktaha. So they have been told. Uktaha means they have been told. What? Idameva Chintayata. You please think about it. You please meditate on this. You please say do. Upasana means meditation, isn't it? Meditation on that particular thing. The Guru gives not a mantra. Guru teaches something, and then this man dwells on that very sincerely. So that is what is called Chintanam. Chintanam is thinking. Idameva Chintayata. You please think on this. You meditate on this. You deliberate on this. So that is what they have been told. Iti Uktaha. Upasate. Upasate means what is the meaning of Upasana? Shraddhadhanas Santaha Chintayanti. With all Shraddha, they deliberate on that. They start thinking on that. So Tepi, they also Atitarantyeva, Atikramantyeva. Atikramanti means they cross over. Cross over what? Mrutyum. Mrutyum means Mrutyayuktam Samsaram. This samsara, this transmigratory existence which is characterized by Mrutyu. So that they cross over. Then Shruti Parayana, he is explaining. Shruti Parayana. Shrutihi Shravanam Param Ayanam Gamanam. Mokshamarga Pravruttau Param Sadhanam Yesham Te Shruti Parayana. Okay, this Shruti Parayana. Parayana Shabda I have explained several times. Shrutihi means Shravanam, not scripture. Shravanam means that is what has been heard from the teachers. So that Param Ayanam. So this is the supreme path, this is the supreme gamanam, this is the only way, this is what I have to follow, this is what is my life's mission. So that is what is Param. Param Ayanam. So whatever is Parayanam. So we say Ramayana Parayanam, Gita Parayanam. Parayanam means, so you have taken it as your main mission. What has been told in the Gita, you have taken it as your main mission in life. So that is why you are calling it Parayanam. Parayanam, Parayanasya bhavam, bhavah Parayanam. Parayanam, that bhava is called Parayanam. So that is what we are doing. So here Gamanam, Param, Ayanam, Gamanam, Moksha Marga Pravruttau. So in the pursuit of that Moksha Marga, in the pursuit of that path for moksha, path of liberation, this is the Param Sadhanam, this is the supreme means. So those who think like that, Param Sadhanam Yesham, those who think like that, those who deem it like that, they Shruti Parayanaha, they are called Shruti Parayanaha. Then Kevala Paropadesha Pramanaha,
Kevala Paropadesha Pramanaha,
Swayam Vivekarahitaha Ityabhiprayaha,
Swayam Vivekarahitaha Ityabhiprayaha,
Kimu Vaktavyam, Pramanam Prati Swatantraha,
Pramanam Prati Swatantraha,
Vivekinaha, Mrutyum Athitaranti Ityabhiprayaha.
Mrutyum Athitaranti Ityabhiprayaha.
Oh, okay. Then Kevala Paropadesha Pramana. These people, they have not say on their own, they don't have that ability to do that Viveka. Somebody else has told something, okay, you please follow this, you think about this, you deliberate on this, you also follow a very disciplined life. It is combined with a discipline, self-discipline, isn't it? Not merely an intellectual pursuit, but there is a lot of self-discipline. So that self-discipline has been integrated there. So this Paropadesha Pramana, what all has been told by the teacher is taken as a Pramana. It is taken as Pramana, we know. What is a Pramana? The means of valid knowledge, means of knowledge is called Pramana. Prama is valid knowledge. Prama means valid knowledge. Pramanam is Prama Karanam Pramanam. Pramayaha Karanam. The tool, the means for valid knowledge is called Pramanam. So that is one of the first fundamental definitions in Tarka Shastra. Pramanam, Prama Karanam Pramanam, Pramayaha Karanam. That is the tool. Karanam is tool. For what? Pramayaha. That is for valid knowledge. Tool or means for valid knowledge is called Pramanam. So Paropadesha Pramana, whatever has been told by others, that becomes a Pramana for them. And then Swayam Vivekarahitaha, on their own they don't have that ability to think. So Ityabhipraya. Then the point is, if even those people are capable of attaining moksha, what to talk of people who have that ability to think? So that is the thing. Kimu Vaktavyam. That is Kimu Vaktavyam. What to talk of? What to talk of? Those who are capable of independent inquiry, Pramanam Prati Swatantraha, Vivekinaha, that is those who have capacity for independent inquiry, what to talk of them? What to say? That they also cross over Mrutyum Athitaranti. There is no need to say that these people very easily, they will just jump over. So that is what it is. So then, the next shloka, Kshetrajñeshwaraikatva Vishayam Jnanam,
Kshetrajñeshwaraikatva Vishayam Jnanam,
Moksha Sadhanam, Yajñatva Amrutamashnute Ityuktam,
Yajñatva Amrutamashnute Ityuktam,
Tat Kasmad Hetoho Iti, Tad Hetu Darshanartham, Pradarshanaartham, Shlokaha Arabhyate. Okay, so this is a small avatarika for that next shloka. That is, Kshetrajñeshwaraikatva Vishayam Jnanam Moksha Sadhanam. Moksha Sadhanam means the means to attain moksha is that knowledge which talks about the unity of the oneness, not unity, the oneness of Kshetrajña and Ishvara. Kshetrajñeshwaraikatva Vishayam. Ekatva, that is oneness. Ekam is one. Oneness, Ekatva is oneness. So Kshetrajñeshwaraikatva Vishayam. Knowledge that you are Brahman, in other words. So that is what is moksha sadhana. Kshetrajña, Ishvara, Ekatva Vishayam. The knowledge of the oneness of the Kshetrajña, that is Jiva, and the Ishvara. So that is moksha sadhana. So you have to get rid of what all is impure, what all is a dross in yourself, and then you have to become pure enough to equate yourself with that Brahman. So that is the point here. Moksha sadhanam. Then Yajñatva Amrutamashnute Ityuktam. It was also told earlier, Yajñatva Amrutamashnute. What is that shloka? Jnayam yat tat pravakshyami Yajñatva Amrutamashnute. That was the thing. Jnayam yat tat pravakshyami Yajñatva Amrutamashnute. I am going to tell you about that Jnayam. Jnayam is that Brahman. by knowing which you will attain, say, moksha. So that was told earlier. Ityuktam tat kasmad hetoho. How is it? How is it possible? For what is that? Then tad hetu pradarsanartham shloka arabhyate. That hetu pradarsanartham. In order to explain that hetu, in order to explain that reason. So this shloka is being begun. It is being started. Arabhyate. Diyavad iti. Okay, let us read the shloka. यावत् संजायते किंचित्
यावत् संजायते किंचित्
सत्वं स्थावरजंगमं क्षेत्र क्षेत्रज्ञ संयोगात् तद्विद्धि भरतर्षभ ओके यावत् संजायते किंचित् सो यावत् हियर द मीनिंग ऑफ यावत् इज yat means that which yavat kinchit, you connect it with this kinchit. Yavat sanjayate kinchit. Yavat kinchit means whatever. Yavat is that which. Kinchit means something, unspecified thing. So yavat kinchit means whatever. So yavat kinchit, whatever. Sanjayate sattvam. Yavat kinchit sattvam. Sattvam means a being. That which comes into existence, that which has sat. Sat means it exists. So whatever comes into existence is sattva, a being. Whatever being comes into existence. Sanjayate. Sanjayate means it comes into existence. Jayate. Jayate. Some is only an upasarga. Some jayate. That's all. Some is just an upasarga to support the meaning of jayate. Then sattvam, what type of sattvam? Sthavara jangamam. Sthavara is something like trees, plants, etc., which are immobile. Jangamam are all of us plus animals and all types of animals which are capable of moving. Sthavara jangamatmakam sattvam. So any being which is a sthavara or a jangama, whatever comes into existence, how does it come into existence? That is the point. How does it come into existence? The second line says kshetra kshetrajna sanyogat. So this is an important statement. This is the combination or a union or a contact. What type of contact we have to discuss? The basic point here is to find out as to what type of contact it is. Is it something like a sugar in water or what type of contact it is? So kshetra kshetrajna sanyogat. Sanyoga here simply we can take the meaning as contact. The literal meaning is contact. Then contact between what? Kshetra and Kshetrajna. Kshetra is something, we know that it is Prakriti. Kshetrajna is Purusha. In other words, Kshetra is insentient. Kshetrajna is sentient. The matter and the mind, matter and intelligence are consciousness. So this consciousness and matter. So this sanyoga, because of this contact, tad vidhi Bharatarshabha. Hey Bharatarshabha, O chief among the Bharata clan, then tad vidhi, you please know that. Tat vidhi, you please know that. So that is the meaning. So whatever being comes into existence, then whatever being means whatever sthavara or jangama comes into existence, it comes into existence only due to the contact of this kshetra and kshetrajna. What type of contact? That we have to see in the bhashyam. Is the shloka clear?
Yes.
Okay. Then where is it? Yavaditi. Okay. Yavat kinchit sanjayate samutpadyate sattvam vastu kim avisheshena na ityaha sthavara jangamam stavaram jangamam cha kshetra kshetrajna sanyogat tat jayate ityevam vidhi janihi he Bharatarshabha. Okay. Yavat kinchit, whatever, as I said, yavat means yat kinchit, that is whatever. Sanjayate means samutpadyate, whatever is born, whatever comes into existence. Then sattvam means vastu, a thing, an object. What type of object? Is it, without any, kim avisheshena means, is it without exception all objects? That is including, say, earth and then hillocks and then all these inanimate things. Does it include all these things, or is it without exception? Are you saying whatever? When you use the word whatever, the question is kim avisheshena. Avisheshena means Is it without any exception? Vishesha. Vishesham is say specifying something, isn't it? Visheshanam is to specify something. Kim avisheshanam is it without specifying anything, or is it without exception? Are you including all the things which are there, both inanimate and animate? So that is the meaning. Kim avisheshena na ityaha. It is not so. Then what is it? Sthavaram, sthavara jangamam, sthavaram jangamancha. Those which are stationary, that is trees, plants, etc., and jangamam, those moving. Then these things, kshetra kshetrajna sanyogat jayate. So they, that particular thing is born by this sanyoga or contact of this kshetra and kshetrajna. Iti vidhi. You please know, O Bharatarshabha. Then here the main discussion starts. Kah punarayam क्षेत्र क्षेत्रज्ञयोः संयोगो अभिप्रेतः
क्षेत्र क्षेत्रज्ञयोः संयोगो अभिप्रेतः
कः पुनः what then कः पुनः what then is that sanyoga or contact between these two things, that is kshetra and kshetrajna. What type of contact is intended? Abhipretah means intended. What is it that is intended? Then he rules out one by one. न तावत् रज्वेव घटस्यावयव संश्लेषद्वारकः संबंधविशेष संयोगः क्षेत्रेण क्षेत्रज्ञस्य संभवति आकाशवन् निरवयवत्वात्. Okay, you see, kshetram and kshetrajna. Kshetram is something which is Savayavi. So you and I, we are all Savayavi, isn't it? We have got all various limbs. The tree has got Savayavi. Every living being is a Savayavi. And with all these avayavas, we acquire food, we acquire so many things, and then deha upachaye. So this deha is built up over a period of time by acquiring lot many things from outside. So we are all avayavis. Whereas knowledge or consciousness, is it an avayavi? Knowledge is not avayavi. It is compared to akasha only. That is, akasha, you take a ghatam and then you call it ghata akasha, you call it matha akasha, you specify it in whatever manner it is akasha only. So there is nothing which can restrict the akasha and nature of that akasha. So this consciousness is something which is niravayavi. And there cannot be a contact between savayava and niravayava, just as you take a rope and then tie it around, you take a pot. Of course, you must have seen in villages, you take a pot. Shankaracharya is using an image which is very familiar in those days. Even in our childhood, it was familiar. You see, in rural areas, there is a pot or something, a pitcher, some other type of, pot-shaped vessel, some other, it may be a bronze vessel or some other vessel. You tie a rope to the neck of it and then you put it in you allow it to go down into the, well. Then again you draw it up with the help of a rope. So that type of Samyoga means that contact. There is a pot, there is a rope. Is it something like the pot and rope Samyoga? It cannot happen. So that is what Shankaracharya says. Such a thing cannot happen because one is Savayavi and one is Niravayavi. So, Kah Punarayam Sanyogaha. Okay, Natavat, it cannot be. Rajveva. Rajveva means Rajva Iva. Rajva Ghatasya Avayava Samslesha. That is Ghatasya Avayava. Ghatam also is an Avayavi. Ghatam is having some pot belly, and then there is something called a neck, and then there is something called some sort of rim to that, and then there is a neck around which you can tie some rope, and then you can drag it. So all these things, avayavas are there. So Rajva iva ghatasya avayava samslesha dvarakaha. So avayava samslesha means coming into contact. Samslesha, ashlesha, that is embracing something, that is attached to something else, that is samslesha. Samslesha dvarakaha, sambandha vishesha sanyogaha. That type of samyoga, that type of contact cannot happen. Kshetrena kshetrajnasya na sambhavati. Kshetrena kshetrajnasya, that na has to be brought here. Na sambhavati, that is, kshetra and kshetrajna cannot have that type of contact which a pot can have with a rope, simply speaking. So the sambandha which a pot can have with a rope cannot be had between kshetrajna and kshetra and kshetrajna. Because one is savayavi and the other is niravayavi. Then napi समवाय लक्षणः तन्तुपटयो समवाय लक्षणः तन्तुपटयोरिव क्षेत्रक्षेत्रज्ञयोः इतरेतर कार्यकारणभावानभ्युपगमात् इति भाव अनभ्युपगमात् इति. Okay. Natu, there is another thing which we see in Tarkashastra. What is this Samavayi Sambandha? There is what is called Samavaya Karanam and there is what is called Samavayi Sambandha. Samavaya Karanam, you take mrut and say pot, that is the clay and pot. Clay and pot are said to have Samavaya Sambandha. That is, clay is an integral part of that pot. If you take away pot, if you take away clay, there is no pot. So similarly, tantu, here the example given is tantu patayoriva. Tantu and pata. Tantu means a thread. Pata means a cloth. Pata means a cloth. Tantu patayoriva. Thread and a cloth. So thread is the basis for that cloth. Without thread, you cannot make a cloth. Just as without clay, you cannot make a pot. So tantu patayoho samavaya sambandhaha. That is samavaya. That is inherence. It is called inherence. It is inherent in that. Clay is inherent in a pot, the thread is inherent in a cloth, so that is what is called inherence. Samavaya Lakshana Sanyogaha. This Samavaya Sambandha is called inherence. It is called Samavayi Karanam. That is, thread is supposed to be a Samavayi Karanam for say for the cloth. So Samavaya Lakshana Tantu Patayoho Iva. Just as in the case of this thread and cloth, Kshetra Kshetrajnayoho, it does not happen. Then Kshetra Kshetrajnayoho Itaretara Karya Karana Bhava Anabhyupagamat. Itaretara Karya Karana. Itaretara Karya Karana Bhava. You know that Karya Karana Bhava means the cause-effect relationship. Cause-effect relationship, Itaretara means one is responsible for the other. Itaretara, one is responsible for the other. Either Kshetra is responsible for Kshetrajna or Kshetrajna is responsible for Kshetra, Itaretara. So Itaretara Karya Karana Bhava Anabhyupagamat. That is something which is not accepted. Itaretara Karya Karana Bhava is not accepted. This cause-effect relationship with respect to each other. So Itaretara, for that word you can note down, with respect to each other. So this cause-effect relationship with respect to each other is not accepted. That is, then what is, suppose you may get a doubt. So for example, you say, Yato va imani bhutani jayante. For example, scripture says, we have come across this quotation also earlier. So that from which all these beings, they come into existence, ye najata nijivanti. So by that, all these things they live. Then again we say some other place you see Akasha Dvayuhu Vayoragnihi. From that Atma Tasmad Dvaye Tasmad Atmana Akasha Sambhutaha. From that Atma this Akasha has come. Then what type of thing is this? Is that one? So you are now saying that Karya Karana Bhava Anabhyupagamat. That Karya Karana Bhava is not accepted. Then on the other hand you are saying Akasha Dvayu. What does it mean? It means then all this thing is only to explain to you. It is only for the purpose of classroom teaching. For the purpose of classroom teaching, in order to explain to the student that there is nothing apart from Brahman. Ultimately to explain that there is nothing apart from Brahman. It is not to describe. Srushti Krama is not explaining. Srushti Krama is not the Tatparyam. It is not the purport. It is not the intent there. But the intent is to say that apart from Brahman there is nothing else. Upadeshadayam Vadaha, this line also I told earlier. This line was quoted by Swami Akhandananda ji. Upadeshadayam Vadaha Jnate Tattvam Vidyate. It is said to be a line from Mandukya Karika. This is Upadeshat. In order to give an instruction, in order to explain this particular Vada, this particular way of teaching, this particular way of expression. Vada means expression. This particular expression is basically to teach. Jnate Dvaitam na Vidyate. Once you realize there is no duality. Once you realize there is no duality. So this is all for the purpose of classroom teaching. We are saying that Akashat Vayuhu Vayuragni etc. etc. But in fact, the intention of the scripture is to say that there is nothing apart from Brahman. So that is how it has been explained. So that is what we have to remember here also. Because Karya Karana Bhava Anabhyupagamat. Abhyupagamam is accepting other man's point of view. Not only other man's, accepting a point of view. That is Abhyupagama. Uchyate.
Uchyate.
Okay, Uchyate means now we will explain. We will explain how it how that samyoga, what type of samyoga is possible. Then Kshetra Kshetrajnayoho
Kshetra Kshetrajnayoho
Vishaya Vishayinoho
Vishaya Vishayinoho
Bhinna Swabhavayoho
Bhinna Swabhavayoho
Itaretara Tadharmadhyasa Lakshana Sanyogaha
Itaretara Tadharmadhyasa Lakshana
Sanyogaha
Lakshana Samyogaha
Kshetra Kshetrajna Swarupa Viveka Bhava Nibandhanaha
Kshetra Kshetrajna
Swarupa Viveka Bhava Nibandhanaha
Swarupa Viveka Bhava Nibandhanaha
Rajju Shuktikadinam
Rajju Shuktikadinam
Tadviveka Jnana Bhavat
Tadviveka Jnana Bhavat
Adhyaropita Sarparajatadi Sanyogavat.
Adhyaropita Sarparajatadi Samyogavat.
Okay, first we will come to the example given. Rajju Shuktikadinam. Rajju, you know the familiar example of rope. Shukti, you know the familiar example of Shukti. Shukti means that you find on the sea, on the beaches, and the sea beaches, you find that white shell. So that white shell suddenly you see and then you think it is silver. Rajju you suddenly see and you think it is a rope. So Rajju Shuktika Adi. Adi means etc. etc. You can give some other examples also. Rajju Shuktika Adinam Tad Viveka Jnana Abhavat. Because of the absence of that Viveka Jnana, because of the absence of discrimination between Rajju and snake, or between that Nekar as you call it, Shukti, Nekar and silver, then Adhyaropita Rajju Sarpa, Adhyaropita Sarpa Rajatadi Sanyogavat. Then what are you doing? You are doing an Adhyaropa, you are doing an Adhyasa due to ignorance. What is it that you are superimposing on that? You are superimposing a serpent, you are superimposing a snake on that rope, you are superimposing silver on that nectar. So this type of samyoga, Rajju Sarparajatadi Samyogavat. So just as there is some sort of relationship between this Rajju and Sarpa, just as there is some sort of relationship between that nectar and the silver, this same relationship exists between that Kshetra and Kshetrajna. Kshetrajna is just appearing like that Kshetrajna. Kshetrajna is just appearing like that Kshetra. So that is what is the overall essence. So now we will come to the main line. Uchyate Kshetra Kshetrajnayoho. Of this Kshetra and Kshetrajna, all these things, Kshetra, Kshetrajnayoho, Vishaya, Vishayinoho, this is in Shashti Vibhakti. Shashti Vibhakti, Dvivachana. Of this Kshetra and Kshetrajna, what is their nature? Vishaya, Vishayinoho. Vishaya, Vishayi, these are again terms which we see in the very first line of Brahma Sutra Bhashya. Vishaya is an object. Vishayi is the knowledge which cognizes that object, the knowledge which knows that object is the thing, the knower and the known. The known is Vishayi, the knower is Vishayi. So this Vishaya Vishayinoho. Then Bhinna Swabhavayoho. These two are of totally different nature. These two, Bhinna Swabhavayoho. This nature of Kshetra is different, nature of Kshetrajna is totally different. So Bhinna Swabhavayoho. Of these two things which are of two different character, two different natures rather, okay. Itareta, then Swabhavayoho. Itaretara Tadharmadhyasa Lakshanaha. Itaretara, one on the other. Itaretara Adhyasa Lakshanaha. Then you are either superimposing the Lakshana, the characteristics of Kshetrajna on the Kshetra. That is, you are saying this body-mind complex. So as intelligent, as do I am Sukhi, I am Dukhi, etc. No, this body-mind complex, you are superimposing all Chetana Lakshana on this thing. And then on the other hand, on this Chetana Purusha, you are superimposing the qualities of the Kshetra. That is, I am happy, I am unhappy, Aham Sukhi, Aham Dukhi, etc. etc. You are superimposing the Lakshanas or the characteristics of Kshetrajna on Kshetra. and vice versa. So that is what it is. Itaretara is that. Itaretara means vice versa. You are superimposing one's characteristics on the other. Doing in both cases. Okay. Is this line clear?
Yes.
Kshetra Vishaya Vishayinoho Itaretara Tadharmadhyasa Lakshana Sanyogaha. So this type of samyoga we have to think of. Then Kshetra Kshetrajna Swarupa Viveka Abhava Nibandhanaha. Viveka Abhava Nibandhanaha. Then what is the reason for this adhyasa? This is ignorance. Kshetra Kshetrajna Swarupa Viveka Abhava. Viveka Abhava means absence of Viveka. Absence of Viveka means ignorance. Ignorance is Nibandhana. Nibandhana means Nimittam. That is the cause. Nibandhana means Nimittam. That is the cause. The cause is the absence of Viveka. That is ignorance. The cause is our ignorance about Kshetra Kshetrajna Swarupa, about the real nature of Kshetra and Kshetrajna. Once you know the real nature of Kshetra and Kshetrajna, then this confusion will not be there. So is this line clear?
Yes.
Then now the example I explained. Rajya Shuktikadinam Tad Viveka Jnana Bhavat. Viveka Jnana Bhavat means that lack of knowledge of lack of that discrimination. Adhyaropita Sarparajata. Then Soyam Adhyasa Rupaha
Soyam adhyasa rupaha
Kshetra Kshetrajna Sanyogo
Kshetra Kshetrajna Samyogo
Mithya Jnana Lakshanaha.
Mithya Jnana Lakshana.
So here of course we have to note one more point. What is the what is the cause then? We say we have come across a word called Upadana Karanam for this part. What is the Upadana Karanam? The material cause. Material cause is the clay. Then for similarly for pata, for cloth, the material cause is this threads. So for this universe, then what is the material cause? We say that Maya is the material cause. Maya, that Parinami Upadana Karanam. And that Maya is of the nature of Sadasadbhyam Anirvachaniyam. You cannot say whether it exists. You can't say whether it does not exist also. There is a well-known line, Sat Chetna, Asat Chetna Badhyeta, Sat Chetna Pratiyeta, Asat Chet. If it were to be totally false, it would not appear at all. Asat Chet na Badhyeta. Asat Chetna Badhyeta. If it were to, Sat Chetna Badhyeta. If it were to be true, Sat Chetna Badhyeta. If it were to be true, it won't get negated. Sat Chet, if it were to be true, na Badhyeta, it won't get negated. Asat Chet, if it were to be untrue, na Pratiyeta, it won't appear at all. If it were to be false, it were to be totally untrue like the horns of a hare or the son of a barren woman. They are supposed to be Atyantam Asat, totally non-existent. If it were to be so, it would not appear. But we are able to see all this. So that is why we are not able to say about Maya whether it is Sat or Asat. So that is why we say Anirvachaniya. And that Khyati also we call it Anirvachaniya Khyati. That is again a very big subject, a rather complicated subject. So Khyati-vada is a very complicated subject. So here that point to be noted is, then what is it? Then Brahma, between Brahma and then universe, then what is it that we are saying? We say between Maya and universe we say Parinama Upadana Karanam. Then between Brahma and the universe we say Vivarta Upadana Karanam. Vivarta, you know that word Vivarta. It appears like that. So that just as the rope snake example, that is called the Vivarta Upadana Karanam. So that is what we have to remember. Then so this line, Soyam Adhyasa Swarupaha Kshetra Kshetrajna Sanyogaha Mithya Jnana Lakshanaha. That is, this sort of Adhyasa Swarupaha. This, what is the Swarupa? What is the nature of this Adhyasa? The nature of Adhyasa is Mithya Jnana Lakshanaha. It is nothing but Mithya Jnanam. Kshetra Kshetrajna Sanyogaha. This is because of ignorance. This is Mithya Jnanam. Then Yatha Shastram Kshetra Kshetrajna Lakshana Bheda Parignyana Purvakam Prag Darshita Rupat Kshetrat Munjadiva Ishikam Yathokta Lakshanam Kshetrajnam Pravibhajya Na Sattan Na Saduchyate Ityanena Nirasta Sarvopadi Vishesham Jneyam Brahma Swarupena Yah Pashyati
स्वरूपेण यः पश्यति
Kshetram cha, okay, we will stop here, we will come to Kshetram later. Kshetrajna, he is explaining first. Yatha Shastram means in accordance with Shastra. Shastram anatikramya, Shastram anusrutya, that is in accordance with the Shastra. What are we supposed to do? Kshetrajna lakshana bheda parijnana purvakam. So we have to first know this, first of all, purvakam. Jnana purvakam means the first thing you have to know is jnana purvakam. Bhakti purvakam means first thing you should have is bhakti. Sneha purvakam, first thing you should have is purva means first of all. Sneha purvakam, first of all you should have sneham, friendship. So like that, jnana purvakam. What is that jnana? Kshetrajna lakshana bheda. So the lakshana, the characteristics of this kshetra and kshetrajna, that knowledge has to be there first of all. Then with that, pragdarshita rupat kshetrat. The kshetra's rupa, pragdarshita means what has been shown earlier. Prag means before, earlier. What has been shown before. Pragdarshita rupat kshetrat. The kshetra, that rupa we have seen that earlier shlokas, all the description of kshetra we saw. So after that, from that, munjadiva ishikam. Where did we get this word? We got it in Kathopanishad Bhashya. Kathopanishad, not Bhashya. Munjadiva ishikam. You have to separate it. Like you take that whole stalk on which various layers of that cover is there. You peel off all those layers and then you just remove the bare stalk from where you can take out the grain. So you take that. What is that? Grain, say the most popular grain, that is okay, wheat also we can take. Wheat, if you take it out, there are so many layers on that. So you have to peel off all those layers, like you peel off say flower petals, and then you take the middle, that stalk only. So for like that. So munjad iva ishikam. From that munja you have to peel off and then you have to take out that ishika. What we have to do? We have to peel off various layers. You have to peel off, say, Annamaya Kosha, Pranamaya Kosha, Manomaya Kosha, etc., etc. You have to peel off like an onion. And then Yatokta Lakshanam Kshetrajnam Pravibhajya. Pravibhajya means having separated, having distinguished, having separated Kshetrajnam. Yatokta Lakshanam Kshetrajnam. Kshetrajna, who has been described earlier. Kshetrajna was also described Anaditvat, Nirgunatvat, etc., etc. Anadi, Nirguna. Then Sakshi, all these things, they were the appellations, they were the attributes, they were the description. That was the description given to Kshetrajna. So this type of Kshetrajna has to be separated. Like you separate grain from the chaff, separating the grain from the chaff. So that is it. So it is what is called winnowing. If you have seen in villages, they take it into a winnow, what is called a winnow, and then they just do like this. So grain only falls here and then all the chaff goes away. So that is called winnowing. So like that you have to separate the grain from the chaff, and then na sattan asaduchyate ityanena. And then you have to, this is the key sentence, na sat tat na asat iduchyate. It is neither sat nor asat. It is beyond what is sat, what all is manifest, and beyond what is unmanifest, beyond that maya. So that is ityanena nirasta sarvopadhi vishesham jneyam brahma. So this jneyam brahma is devoid of, nirasta, devoid of all this upadhi bhedam. So all these things are the sat, whatever is seen as sat is an upadhi. What all we see in the universe, they are all upadhis only. They are all upadhis in which Chaitanya is reflected. You and I are all upadhis. This Antahkarana is an upadhi. Antahkarana is an upadhi in which that Brahma Chaitanya is reflected. So that is what? Nirasta sarvopadhi vishesham jneyam Brahma swarupena yah pashyati. One who sees the real nature of Brahman, yah pashyati. Then kshetram cha. Then we are coming to kshetram. Kshetram cha maya nirmita hasti swapna drushta vastu gandharva nagaradivad asadeva sadiva bhasate avabhasate ityevam nishchita vijnanaha yaha tasya yathokta samyak darshana virodhat सम्यक दर्शन विरोधात अपगच्छति मिथ्या ज्ञानम
अपगच्छति मिथ्याज्ञानं
tasya janma hetuhu apagamat.
तस्य जन्महेतोः अपगमात्.
So we are now coming to the person who really sees. Yah pashyati sapashyati, that is what we say, isn't it? The one who sees like that, he is the one who sees it correctly. So that is it. So nirastha sarvopati vishesham nyayam brahma swarupena yah pashyati. Then kshetram cha, and you have to see kshetram in this manner. How? You have to know that kshetram to be like this. What? Maya nirmita hasti. So a magician comes and produces an elephant before you. There is something which is in front of you. Then swapna drushta vastu. In this swapna, your mind creates a whole world. In the swapna, the same intelligence creates a whole world on its own. So that sort of vastu. Then Gandharva Nagara Adivat. Gandharva Nagara is something which is imagined in the sky, which is imagined in the space. So like that, Asadeva, it is something which is asat. It is something which is not extreme, not entirely asat. Asat means it is a tentative existence. That is, mithya is again one thing which we have to, again and again we have to recall. Mithya does not mean something which does not totally exist. Mithya means something which appears to be there, but in reality it is not there. So mithya is something which appears. And then once you have knowledge of Brahman, you see it as Brahman. Pratiyamanatvesapi badhyam, sati badhyatvam. There is a definition given to mithya. Pratiyamanatvesati badhyatvam mithyatvam. If you want to note down, pratiyamanatvesati. Pratiyamana means it is seen. It is being, say, experienced. Pratiyamanatvesati badhyatvam. That is, it gets negated. So that is what is called mithyatvam. So that mithya. So then Gandharva Asadeva, then Sadiva Avabhasate. Sat Iva Avabhasate. It is appearing as though it is Sat. Sat means we are talking about the Sarvakalika Satyam. We are not talking here, Sat means we are talking about Sarvakalika Satyam. Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. That level. Sadiva Avabhasate. Ityevam Nishchita Vijnanaha Yaha. That is the one who has such say definite knowledge, Nishchita Vijnana. That is, Nishchita Vijnanaha means one who is having that definite knowledge. Tasya, for that person, Yathokta Samyak Darshana Virodhat. And because this Mithya Jnana is opposed to this Samyak Darshana, this Samyak Darshana Virodhat. Because this Samyak Darshana is opposed to Mithya Jnana, or Mithya Jnana is opposed to Samyak Darshana, you can say in whatever manner you want. Samyak Darshana Virodhat. Apagacchati mithya jnanam. This mithya jnanam, it goes away, it vanishes. This mithya jnanam vanishes. Apagacchati literally means goes away. Gacchati means goes. Apa means away. Apagacchati means it goes away. It goes away. Tasya janma hetoho apagamat. This janma hetu also has gone away. Apagamat. Apagama is also same. Apagacchati, apagama. So this janma hetoho apagamat. This janma hetu, what is janma hetu? Mithya jnanam. Ignorance. Ignorance is that janma hetu. Because that this janma hetu has gone, that the apagacchati mithya jnanam. This mithya jnanam disappears. Then ya evam vetti purusham prakrutincha gunais saha ityanena vidvan bhuyo nabhijayate iti
विद्वान् भूयो नाभिजायते इति
yaduktam tadupapanna muktam.
यदुक्तं तदुपपन्न मुक्तम्.
Okay, so here ya evam vetti purusham prakrutimcha gunais saha. This is which shloka is this? 23rd. Okay, so earlier we have seen this shloka. Evam vetti purusham prakrutimcha gunais saha sarvatha vartama. That is that line. Sarvatha vartamanopi nasa bhuyo bhijayate. So that is it. So that line, that's ya evam vetti purusham. Purusha and Prakriti, the one who knows Purusha and Prakriti in this manner, then iti vidvan bhuyaha na bhijayate. So it was told in that shloka that a jnani does not take birth again. There was a long discussion about jnani and then jnani karma, all types of karmas which were done in the previous verse and all that we saw in the last class. Iti yaduktam tad upapanna muktam. That is properly, that is very, very appropriate, that is highly justifiable. Upapannam, it is highly justified. Upapanna muktam. Then next shloka. Nasa bhuyo bhijayate iti samyak darshana phalam avidyadi samsara bija nivrutti dvarena
अविद्यादि संसार बीज निवृत्ति द्वारेण
जन्माभावः उक्तः
जन्माभावः उक्तः
जन्म कारणं च
जन्म कारणं च
अविद्यानिमित्तकः
अविद्या निमित्तः
your book says निमित्तः also yes निमित्तः also it can be told अविद्यानिमित्तः क्षेत्रक्षेत्रज्ञ संयोगः उक्तः
क्षेत्रक्षेत्रज्ञ संयोगः उक्तः
अतः तस्याः अविद्यायाः निवर्तकं सम्यक् दर्शनम् उक्तमपि पुनः शब्दान्तरेण उच्यते so शब्दान्तरेण in other words, in some other manner, in slightly different words. Shabdantarena means in different words, the same thing which has been told earlier is being told here. What is that same thing? Samyak darshanam. Samyak darshanam uktamapi. The samyak darshanam means the right knowledge. Uktamapi, though it has been told earlier. Punaha, again, shabdantarena uchyate. It is being told in different words. What is that samyak darshanam? Well, let us see. Nasa bhuyo bhijayate iti. The same line. Evam veti purusham. He does not take birth again. So nasa bhuyo bhijayate iti. Samyak darshana phalam. So that is the phalam. That is the result of this right knowledge, right understanding. Then avidyadi samsara bija nivrutti dvarena janma abhava. That is janma abhava. That is getting rid of this janma. By what? By getting rid of this avidya, which is the samsara bijam, which is the seed of samsara. This seed of samsara, which is called avidya, has been destroyed by vidya. So that was told. Then janma karanam cha. Then janma karanam, the cause for that janma was also told. Avidya nimittakah kshetra kshetrajna sanyogaha. Kshetra kshetrajna sanyoga, this sort of say itaretara adhyasa. Samyoga means adhyasa. The overall meaning of that the earlier shloka was sanyoga. Kshetra kshetrajna sanyogat means what type of sanyoga? That is adhyasa. Adhyasika sanyoga. We can say adhyasika sanyoga. It is based on adhyasa only. Superimposition due to ignorance. That was also told. Avidya nimittakah sanyoga uktaha. Then ataha, therefore, tasyaha avidyayaha nivartakam. So the thing which will get rid of, which is the enemy of that avidya, what is that? Samyak darshanam. Though it was told earlier, in different words it is going to be told. So that is it. So then the next shloka, should we start now or is there time? Okay. Samam sarveshu bhuteshu tishtantam parameshwaram vinashyat swavinashyantam yah pashyati sapashyati. Okay. Samam sarveshu bhuteshu. Here the thing is parameshwaram yah pashyati sapashyati. So the one who sees that Parameshwara, the one who sees that supreme ruler, Parama plus Ishvara is Parameshwara, that supreme being. Parameshwara here refers to that supreme being, that Brahman here refers to the Parameshwara refers to Brahma and not Ishvara. So Parameshwaram yaha pashyati sapashyati. The one who sees that Brahman, he really sees. Brahman seeing Brahman where? That is Sarvam Sarveshu Bhuteshu Tishtantam. What type of Brahma? That is Sarveshu Bhuteshu, in all beings, Samam Tishtantam. Samam means equally Nirvishesham. Nirvishesham means say without any say attachment to that, Nirvishesham Brahma, without any attachment to that. Tishtantam means he is the one who is illumining that. It is not as though he is there, sitting there. He is illumining that say being. Sthiti Karanam, in other words, Sthiti Karanam. That consciousness is the Sthiti Karanam. So Tishtantam Parameshwaram. Then Vinashyatsu Avinashyantam. So this is another point. So this Vinashyatsu, Sarveshu Bhuteshu Vinashyatsu. All these bhutas, all these beings, they are all Vinashyat. Vinashyat means that which disappears. Vinashyat is that which disappears. Vinashyatsu is Saptami Bahuvachanam. Saptami Bahuvachanam for Vinashyatsu. In all those things which are going to disappear, among all those things which are going to disappear, there is one non-disappearing thing, undisappearing thing. What is that? Avinashyantam. Avinashyantam. This again the same word is Avinashyat. Vinashyantam. Avinashyantam. Avinashyantam means that which does not disappear. So all this body, mind, complex, etc., they disappear. They change, they disappear. So for all these disappearances, for all these appearances and disappearances, there is a witness. For all these appearances and disappearances, this thing is this jnanam, this knowledge is a witness. This consciousness is a witness. Nashi, vinashyatsu, nasha. Nasha dhatu, the meaning is nashi adarshane, that is disappearing. So all this body-mind complex appears today and disappears tomorrow. So all these things, in all these say disappearing things, this is the witness to all these disappearing things. So that is the meaning here. So we will continue in the next class. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate Om Shanti Shanti Shantihi.